Hello, hello. Happy day. Happy afternoon. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday, everybody. It's time to get focused on what we're going to talk about. It's Tuesday. Come on in. I'm just waiting to see people start rolling in. Here's to Tuesday. Here's to a tip on Tuesday. Here come the peoples. Yay. I love it when you show up. And I don't know how to set those reminders. I know that for me, I never get the ones that I want to get. So it's a Facebook thing. So if you ask me, how do I set the reminders? I'm going to tell you, I don't know. Because I can't do it for myself. So there. Hey, Jen and Tammy, good to see you guys. Come on in. Mary Ann's here too, in the house. And there's our girl Deborah and Robin. You guys, it is day 2 of the sprint. Teresa's good. How are you doing, Teresa? You feeling better? Hi, Cassie and Doris. Look at you guys all rolling in here. Good to see you. Mary Ann says, helly, not hello. Just kidding. Vanessa's here. So is Cynthia and Alice. I know all these girls. And Joanne. Yes, you are here. Thanks for coming in and thanks for sharing this. And I put a little note in the sprint to say, come on down, because you know what? We have good things going on. There's Mimi and Amy. Hi, guys. Keep on coming in. Here they all come. So today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, and we have a focus on a tip. Tuesdays are all about the tips. And my tip for today is to get your focus straight. Because this is the thing we have to look at. What we focus on, that brings in our reality. I want to tell you something right now, that focus is the thing. Okay? We're going to go through a couple of these things today, and it's going to be helpful, I promise you. Okay? So guys are talking about the sprint, which I really am glad to hear you're talking about the sprint. The sprint is fantastic. It's free. It is the beginning of a wonderful life. Can we just say that? It is the beginning of the wonderful life. It is an anti-inflammatory approach to keto eating. But the real focus is on what clearing the decks does. It brings your focus back to your real life and how to live a life that's vibrant, exciting, and wonderful. That's what we all want, isn't it? We're not here to do bikini modeling. We're not here to, have the abs of steel or any of that kind of business. We just want vibrant, wonderful lives. We have families that we want to be full out participating in. We have a lifestyle that we want to have that is exciting and wonderful and is not limited. There are things that we want in this life, and in order to do that, we need the vehicle to take us there. And that's our bodies. And we'll never get another one. We're always going to have this one. And because we have this one, we need to embrace it with both hands, and love it up, and give it what it needs. And that requires a little bit of a battle sometimes. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because focusing on what it is that you want is how you're going to get the things that you want to get, because we never get what we expect. We never get what we desire, rather. We get what we expect. So if we set ourselves up for failure, we're pretty much going to go down that path. It's a guarantee. And I want to help you to shift your mind a little bit and get you off of that, well, I've always done this. Well, I've always struggled. Well, this is what happens. Well, if I smell, and I used to say this all the time, and I swear it has plagued me. I used to say, if I even smell food from a bakery, I will end up gaining weight. And pretty much, I ended up with the most ridiculously easily swayed metabolism you've ever seen. I gained weight so easy. And I believe I set myself up for that. And what I want to say to you today is that what you think about, you've heard this, what you think about, you bring about. I am not kidding you. It is about your focus. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because I want you to have a focus on the right things. But let's start first. The quote of the day. So let today be the day you give up who you've been for who you can become. That's what Hal Elrod, he wrote The Morning Miracle, and it's a book about getting up in the morning and owning the day. Well, we do this with our morning rituals and our evening rituals, right? We have elevated our routines to that. We use our Take Back Your Life journal. Take Back Your Life journal is still available in a PDF. Just go to savingdinner.com/journal and you'll see it right there. You can download it as many times as you need. Use a pencil. I always say use a pencil. Don't get all perfectionistic on me, but use a pencil. They have erasers. So you don't have to worry about how you fill it out. You can always come back and print out new pages and keep going until you get it so that it feels right for you. There's a workshop that goes with it. I just did it last week. There is other stuff. There's a Facebook group, and there are people who are going to clamor around you and help you to support you on your goals. If you want 2020 to look different than what 2019 looked like, you got to do something different. And that's what we're going to be talking about today is our focus. And I would also ask you and invite you, please, to share this with friends who might need some help, might need a different focus, because you know what? We all get trapped in our stuff, don't we? We get trapped in our stuff, and sometimes we can't see it. But what happens is it will show up in the results in your life. You know, even if we can't think, even if we can't diagnose our own thinking patterns, your thinking shows up in your results in your life. Have you noticed that? I think this is one of the whole reasons why one of the things that we have with the yo-yo dieting, and we call the carousel of crazy, going up and down and up and down and round and never getting off that darn thing, gets stuck, and it's a lifestyle. How crazy is that? Who wants a lifestyle of yo-yo dieting? Who wants a lifestyle of constantly having to do the same things over and over again and always constantly seeking for a new way or a new guru to follow, right? It happens. And let me just tell you something. Marla and I have been at this for a long time. She's done Fly Lady for 20 years. I have done Saving Dinner for 19 years. We have gone hand in hand as best friends forever doing what we do. And we have seen where we were like the hot stuff, and then all of a sudden somebody else came along with some other new idea, and we got dropped and they got picked up. But we keep doing consistently the same thing over and over again because our results are there. We've got results. We've got people who have followed us and used our plans and used our ideas to make a difference in their lives. And because we are proof positive that this works. You know, that longevity tells you something, doesn't it? Longevity, being able to do the same thing, tells you something. Consistency tells you something. So I want to talk about our focus, though, as we are working on the sprint. And if you don't know what the sprint is, anti-inflammatory approach to a clean lifestyle, a clean eating pattern, so you can fuel your life with what you want, not what you're just getting by default. All you have to do is go to savingdinner.com/sprint. It is free. I love free. Free is fabulous. And there's 7 days of an eating plan that's simple and easy to do. And guess what? It gets you what you want. Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. You'll get it there. So the diagnosis then of what's going on in our life equals a prognosis equals our focus. So let's go through those three things. You start with a diagnosis. It's not working. I'm gaining weight. I don't feel good. I ache and pain all over. My doctor gave me some bad news. I'm on all these medications. And you make a list of what the heck is going on here. What's going on with you? You know, oh, is this just old age? Is this just, this happens? What are the rationales that you have for all of this? What are the dismissive comments that you make about it? Oh, well, you know, you're just getting older. Oh, well, you know, this, that, and the other thing. Well, you can expect this and you can expect that. That's your prognosis. Your prognosis is, well, you know, diabetes, gee, sorry. You know, and go read what the American Diabetics Association says about diabetes. It's pretty awful. It just lets you know that it's just going to progress. It's not going to get any better, and it's just going to be horrible for you. Here you go. You've just signed up for a really awful life. There's no hope there. None. Zero. Zip. There's medication recommendations. There's diet recommendations, which are really horrific when you consider how the body works with insulin, the fat storing hormone. And the heavier that you get, the worse your symptoms. And my goodness, it looks to me like they've created a customer, hasn't it? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I am cynical about all of that stuff. And I have seen in the sprint, and this is what I want to talk about. In the sprint, we have results of people who have been diabetic, who are getting rid of medications, who are losing the weight, who are getting their health back, and they're not supposed to, according to the American Diabetic Association, who offers zero hope and puts you pretty much in a box. And you know what I'm saying when I say that. They have dismissed you. They have given you no hope, and they're taking away every last hope you have in hopes that some really crazy expensive medication is going to be developed to save you. But in the meantime, let's go take a look at the glycemic chart, right? The glycemic chart, which was developed for diabetics, and guess what's on there? Pasta, potatoes, all these things that boost up your fat. All the things that boost up your fat, because you can't handle all of these foods as a diabetic. You can't. But is the American Diabetic Association going to say anything about that? Right? I always wonder, what is the motivation behind all of this stuff? Do they really help you out? Do they really want to support you on a wellness journey? Or is it just throw medications at you and get you out of the doctor's office? Is that what's going on? And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that, but I see repeatedly all the hopes dashed from people one by one by one, and they are assigned by doctors all over this country and all over the world. No hope. No hope. No ability to change things up. I was told that. I didn't have diabetes. I had Hashimoto's disease. And with 3 huge nodules, with rosacea all over my face, with plantar fasciitis, with 237 pounds on my frame, I was told to get used to this. I was told it wouldn't get better. I was told all we can do is up your medication. I was told that the hair growing out of my head may or may not, the hair falling out in droves, in patches, may or may not come back. I was told I would probably not have eyebrows, as I was down to just like a tiny tail. I didn't believe it. My focus became on how can I be well? My focus completely switched. I didn't lay down and allow the doctors to give me that kind of a horrible prognosis. I switched it up. I flipped it all on its side and said, no way, that's not going to happen. So I switched to an anti-inflammatory diet. We pretty much do what we're doing in the sprint is based on what I did when I had Hashimoto's. Get rid of the dairy, get rid of the inflammatory foods that are causing all these problems, these aches, these pains, this awful bloating, this big fat belly that I had. I had a belly that was ridiculous. There's a picture of me with Marla Silly. I'm holding a microphone. It's right here on my Facebook page. I'm holding a microphone and talking. I'm wearing black and it's dark behind me, but if you look at it, I look 7 months pregnant. That was when I was just starting with all of these horrible symptoms. It hadn't gone full-blown worse yet, and I hadn't given up all of my things. I didn't want to give up cheese. Oh my gosh, my cheese, blah. I didn't want to give up sugar. I was still a sugar junkie, I didn't want to give things up. I didn't want to give things up. I wanted to keep all of these things in light of the fact that I was 237 pounds, blown up with inflammation and feeling like absolute garbage. And I didn't want to give this stuff up. Come on. The prognosis for me was miserable. It was only going to get worse. I was probably going to have to get a wig. I was probably going to have to have I did. I had my eyebrows tattooed on the very edges. But now, that's hair, folks. That's hair. It grew back. It wasn't supposed to. Those nodules on my throat, those big, huge nodules that the radiologist had to take this huge needle the size of a turkey roaster and go at it on my neck while I screamed in pain. Those are, and there is a video showing the ultrasound afterwards of me getting this ultrasound, and there is nothing there. Nothing. Not that they'd gone down in size, not that they'd shrunk, nothing. Zero. Gone. Nodules. Goodbye. So when somebody tells you that there is no hope and you go to a website and you read that you're basically saddled with a disease for the rest of your life and that it's just going to destroy you and that there's really nothing that they can do except give you expensive drugs, up your dose, add more drugs, and then just take away all of your freedom, take away your life, and let you watch you just slowly diminish by the sidelines, and you believe that, then your focus is going to get you exactly that. And what I want to say to you today is don't believe the lies, because they are lies. We get what we focus on, and we've got to put our energy toward the things that we want in our lives. And if it's vibrancy, and if it's a full life, and it's something that is beyond what our doctors are telling or what the websites are telling or any of that, then we need to focus completely in a different path, because that focus on the garbage that they're telling you is going to bring you exactly that. When we give up our voice, when we give up to whatever it is that the ADA is telling us or the American Heart Association or any of them are telling us, when we give up and say whatever you say, we are basically laying our lives down and allowing them to take over. We are. We're giving up our right to drive the car. We're giving up the pink slip to the whole thing. We're saying, here, you take it, you drive it. You do what you want. Well, what do you think, doctor? How about this? How about, look at me, doctor. Look what I'm doing. Watch me turn this thing around. I'm not listening to you. I am no longer going to be a victim to your methodology. I'm going to take this under control myself. I am going to drive my own car. I'm going to make a different decision on my diet. I'm going to make a different decision on what I focus on. I am going to meditate. I'm going to bring myself back to center. I am going to believe that my God above is with me, not against me. You can't take that away from me. American Dietetic Association, ADA, American Diabetic Association. You can't take that away from me. I want you to notice your focus. If you say, I am struggling, your brain is going to say, okay, let's struggle now. Let's bring that into mind. And I'm going to just tell you right now, it is not easy creating new pathways in your life. It is not easy. And it's uncomfortable. And your brain always wants to go to comfort. Have you noticed that? What do you think a craving is? The craving is like, no, come back. You have cookies after dinner. It's cookie time. I want cookies and wine. I want to do all these things. This is what we know. This is what we like. And every cell in your body is going to fight you. But your focus is the thing that's going to change everything. And the minute you stop saying, I am struggling, and you start saying, I am winning, the minute you stop saying, oh my gosh, I just don't know, and I'm so scared, and it's really hard for me, and all those cravings, if you're going to focus on that, you're going to get it in spades. But if you say instead, shut up, I'm done, get out, I'm done with you. What I want is this. What I'm going to focus on is that. And I'm going to call somebody, I'm going to get online, I'm going to go into my sprint group and say, help. I'm going to do whatever it is that I have to do in order to get rid of all of that, because I don't want it anymore. I want you to say that. I want you to have that for yourself. I want you to see that anything that you want is possible. Your focus is going to determine it. And I know you've said probably a million times, it's so hard. I'm struggling. I can't. It's so hard for me. But my husband, but my kids, but my church group, but my this, but my that. Let today be the day you give up who you've been for who you can become, because you can become so much more. Your limiting beliefs have limited your life. The things that you tell yourself over and over again become your truth, become your reality. And so you have to flip it on its side. And you just need to start right now with the recognition that this doesn't work. And I want this instead. Who are you? You are a child of God. You are a discovery of wonderful things inside of you, talents, abilities, capabilities. That's who you are. What's your purpose? Have you thought about that lately? What do you want for your life in 2020? How do you see yourself? What decisions are you making about your life to create something new and different? Is it, I am going forward? Is it an I am statement that is positive and uplifting and creating a new direction for your life? Or is it just, you're just stuck and it's just awful and it's just, I don't know what to do? Because if you don't know what to do, you do. And this is it. You do know what you don't want. So start there and start flipping it. Our direction is very much determined by our focus. Without a focus, we can't possibly move the needle. Without the focus of something completely different, we can't move the needle. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who have sat in front of a doctor with a prognosis that's just rocked their world. They give you a diagnosis, then they give you a prognosis. But you know what? It's up to you to determine the focus. How are you going to go about this? Are you in for a battle for your life? And if you've been handed a chronic disease or a chronic this, that, or the other thing, like I was with Hashimoto's, I was handed not a pretty thing. You know, it's only going to get worse and you'll probably get another autoimmune disease and you're going to get this and you're going to get that and that leads to this and it leads to that. And it's all, you know, cancer, more likely to get diabetes, more likely to have this and more. And it's not pretty. But I was just like, oh, hold the phone. Do you know who you're talking to? You're talking to me. And I'm not going to accept that. And I remember having a conversation with a doctor who also had Hashimoto's. And do you know what she said to me? She said, why does it matter if you have an autoimmune disease? We still treat it the same. It's still going to, all these other things are still going to happen and blah, blah, blah. In the hall as we're walking down the hall. And I looked at her, and this was the last time I was in this office, by the way. And she was a so-called functional doctor. And I looked at her and I said, I'm just not going to accept it. That's all. And she said, whatever you want to do. And just like almost threw up her hands at me. And I walked out of there. And I never went back because I need people on my team. I don't need somebody who's going to fight me and tell me that I'm crazy and that I just need to accept it. Heck no. Just accept it? Why would I do that? Just accept having a life that's on the sidelines? Why would I accept that? It is up to us every single day to fight for what it is that we want. And we need to recognize in our lives when those things that we're saying to ourselves aren't doing that thing. Because our brains are always looking for the comfort level, aren't they? Well, I think that comfort food and comfort level, they all go hand in hand, you know? And we cobble together this little tiny cocoon, if you will, of what feels good to us, at least for a minute. Because we know what the carousel of crazy is about. We know what this whole thing looks like. And it looks sad. It looks awful. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. There's no hope there. And so if we're going to choose a way to be, we have to choose, are pitiful or powerful? Pitiful is accepting what they tell you. Powerful is saying, oh, heck no, not on my watch. That's not happening. You're a mama bear for your children. Be a mama bear for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Become who you are supposed to be. And you do that by not accepting what they are trying to put on you, and instead creating a new path for yourself. And for everyone, it looks different. But I do know this. Your focus is going to determine what it's going to look like. And you don't have to see the whole thing. And you don't need to know how. You just need to know why. Your why is enough. Your why will bring in all your solutions, I promise you. And if you're here and you're listening to this, you've got a lot of women around you who are going to who are going to have your back. And you got me, because I am not going to let anyone fall on my watch. That's just how I roll. I am here to make sure that you are going to get what you need in order to create the life you want to create. I'm limited with what I can do, but I can certainly offer it, and I have. And that's what the sprint is all about. And I will tell you right now, I have never seen, in all of my years, I have never seen anyone who puts themselves into this whole thing with a focus on themselves, on doing the right thing, on changing things up. I've never seen them fail when they've done that. What I have seen is absolute miracles. And I have spoken to those people, and I have been a part of their lives, and it's been my privilege. And that's what I want for you. And that's why I'm talking about all of this stuff. So create a new path, okay? Create a new path and disrupt the way that you think. Disrupt it. Because if you are thinking in ways that aren't getting you what you want, your thinking is off. And if you can start journaling and start flipping it at any time, your I am statements are powerful. And as a matter of fact, create an I am statement and put it right there on a little 3x5 card. And when you need to, you just whip it out. Take it out of your purse, take it out of wherever. And do not accept somebody giving you the diagnosis or the prognosis of no hope. That is just, it's not an option. That's never going to get you what you want. Have hope. Believe in yourself. Believe in a focus that is focused on health, vibrancy, and the life that you want to lead. 2020 can look completely different than 2019 has. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for that. I've had a little bit of a difficult year. I've had a couple of health challenges. I've had a couple of things in my life, business challenges even. But I'm here right now, and I'm telling you, my focus is on the positive. My focus is on building a life. My focus is on making things happen in my life that I want there. The stuff that I don't want, I dismiss. It is not, it's just not going to be a part of my thinking. It's not going to be a part of the equation. Your focus determines your reality. It's not the other way around. Your focus determines your reality. So start today with I am statements. Start today with creating a journal that's going to create your life. Start today with planning some goals for 2020. And go get your Take Back Your Life journal, for heaven's sakes, right? Do this. It's $15 for a PDF that you write with pencil. Keep writing it out. And don't worry about it being perfect. It's not going to be this side of paradise. It will get to the place of excellence if you just practice it and you just work on it. I know this because I've done it myself. I created it for my silly brain that goes all over the place. So I love you guys, and I want for you to have the things that you want in your life. And I believe with all of my heart that it's all possible. It's all possible. It just got to put that possibility into the right plane of thinking. What you focus on is what your reality is. Okay, that's your tip of the day. Your tip for Tuesday. So share this, if you would, with some friends. Anybody that you know that is just feeling like they're heavy and that they've been handed maybe a diagnosis or something. Somebody said something to them that just has made them focus on the wrong things. You want to bring them back. You can do that. Share this with your friends. Tell them you love them. Tell them you want to bring them into a place where they're going to get support and encouragement they need. Support and encouragement, guys. Every single day we can get that. And we've got the women who will do it. We've got an amazing group of women in the Sprint. Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. Get it, share it, and be in the place of allowing your focus to be for a whole new life. And let that be your diagnosis and your prognosis. How do you like that? Peace. Thanks for being with me today. And I'll see you tomorrow for Wise Women's Wednesdays. Appreciate you guys. Bye.